Hello guys, my name is Anna. I am a 28-year-old mechanical engineer student, which makes me an adult student. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about, actually I just wanted to get my backpack ready for the semester. I start my spring semester in like 2 days. There's Marshall. So I kind of want to show you what I have. Let me just plug in my heating pad because it is kind of really just cold in here and my feet are cold. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So the backpack that I have looks like this. This backpack is a really old backpack. I've had it probably since my first day of college. And it's kind of like falling apart, but I love her. And what I have inside right now is just miscellaneous stuff, I guess, because it's also my traveling backpack. And I have a book. This is a book I'm reading right now. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, that's not what we're doing now. Let me take everything out. How many scrunchies do I need? Tons. I need tons of scrunchies. I'm just gonna go ahead and take out a lot of this stuff, and it's gonna be empty. Yeah, I'm gonna leave these in here though. So in this pocket, this is how old this backpack is. It's by Mossimo. Are they even in Target anymore? I don't know. I'm gonna leave these in here. These are wet wipes, antibacterial wipes. I love having these on hand because people are everywhere in college and they're very sick and you don't want to get sick. So I like to walk down the table that I'm sitting on, and then like any chair handles. Also, I sometimes use Expo markers at school, and they're just rental markers, so I like to write those down too. Stick those in there. And those were like $1 each at like the dollar store, I think. The next thing is my binder, calculus binder. So I feel like I have a really just foolproof way of passing my math classes. For example, this is my binder from last year. This is my pre-calculus class. It is a 2-inch binder. It has tons of tabs, and this organization got me an A. So I'm gonna keep this up. So this year I'm gonna do a yellow 2-inch binder. I kind of already started putting stuff in it, just equation sheets from last year, unit circles that I have to remember, a unit circle that I can write on, and then some more sheets. And then on this tab, I use 2 types of paper. I use the graph paper, and then I use just blank paper. The graph paper I can get usually at the thrift store for $1, and I get like 5 packs of them because they're always there. And then this type of paper, the blank paper, I usually get 500 sheets from anywhere that I'm at. This year I got them from the grocery store because that's when I thought about it, so I grabbed some. And then the tabs are very awesome because I separate each tab not by chapter, because I feel like I would need a lot more tabs, but by exam. So for example, I have exam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the final tab. And this just helps me keep organized, and it helps me kind of keep focus on what I need to be focused on. It looks like I also have a calendar section. Right here, I like to make my own weekly calendar. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. It looks like this. It's just made out of graphing paper, and I have, days of the week, and this I will keep in front of my binder, and it's a checkoff list on what I need to do on that day, just because I am a working adult student. I work full-time and I go to school, so it's very important for me to stay organized. If not, stuff falls through the cracks, and when stuff falls through the cracks, I kind of just fail. So and then because I am a math nerd, I already started doing some of the notes. So let me explain that real quick. What I like to do is before class, before my lecture, I will read through the chapter that we're lecturing on, and I can tell what lecture that is based off my syllabus. It's very important for you to have. If you don't have it, dude, like, what are you doing? Get on it. Print out your syllabus right now. Stop this video and print it out, because how else are you going to succeed? Anyways, these are the first section, chapter notes. This section's really small, so it was only, you know, technically 2 pages, but technically 1 page. And then on here I have these little tabs, and those tell me the chapter sections. So this is section 2, chapter 2, section 1, so 2.1. And I just have those. And then like that, when I'm in, this is calculus. So when I'm in calculus class, I already have a set of notes. And what I like to do is with my, let's see, with my graphing paper, this is what I will take out in class and make in class notes. So now so now that when my lecture is over, I have 2 sets of notes. I have the notes that I've made, and then I have the in-class notes, and then I can combine those 2 into a set of notes, which I will study for a test or a quiz. All right, so that's my binder here, and then I keep my front page. This is like translucent. I keep my weekly schedule. I already have stuff written on there. For example, what sections I need to review, study, and just stuff I need to do for this week, which I will hopefully be able to record next. Oh yeah, syllabus. This is what a syllabus looks like. This is my syllabus from last year. It just tells you the date of the day you have lecture, and then what you're going over that lecture. So that's how I make my notes ahead of time. Another thing I like to have is a monthly calendar. This I got at Target. I believe it was $10. Let me show you a page from last semester. It looks like this. So I just like to highlight the boxes, the days when stuff is due, and the way I split it off, this is a whole month. This section I make due dates, so I write what is due that week, so I can make sure I do it on these days. This keeps me really organized, you guys, because again, I'm an adult student. I don't have time to just fool around, you know. I need to make sure that every single day that I'm on or not at work, I'm taking advantage of. And I know my limits. I know, oh, Anna, today you have a full day, 8-hour shift, then you have to get out of class, then you have to get off work and drive to class, and then you have a little over 3-hour lecture. And then after that, guess what? You still have 4 hours in your day. So make sure you do homework when you get home. So it's really intense. I can have 16-hour days, or I can have 12-hour days, but I try to have a minimum of 10-hour days. And that is even with working, school. Usually when I work, I have 16-hour days. When I don't work but I do have class, then I have like 8 to 10-hour days. So I like to plan every single second of my life, and this is how I do it. So right now for January, I just have this. This is my January. Highlighters, I like to highlight stuff of what stuff is. And this is what my month looks like by so far. Obviously, when I'm not in school, I have a little bit more, I don't do as much, so yeah. And then also what I like to keep on here is my schedule. Can I show you this? I don't think I'll show you this, but my boss is really good at doing this because I let her know I am a florist. I'm a full-time florist in a retail store. So my schedule kind of changes every week. I just let her know what time my classes are. I let her know I can still work on those days. I just can't work during the time that I'm in class. And she's really good at giving me schedules 2 weeks in advance. And that helps me so much to plan study groups, to plan homework time, to just plan my whole week. It kind of just helps me plan everything. So I have right now, let's see, I have my next 2 weeks worth of schedules in here, and I'll write those on there. But yeah, this is something I like to keep, and usually I like to keep it just inside my backpack. As I'm showing you guys this, I'm putting them in my backpack, okay? Okay, next thing is I am an engineer major. I do need a graphing calculator. This is the TI-84 Plus. I got this from Craigslist from like this really nice, cute old man that I met that I had my brother go with me. It was 80 bucks. So if you need a graphic, that's another thing is I'm a very broke adult student. So if you need like anything like this, don't buy them new because I think they're like $220, $250, $300 for a new one. What I like to do is I will go on Craigslist and look at what I can find. Also, Marketplace on Facebook is really nice. Next is this. This is my pencil carrier. It says so many cats, so little time. I love cats. Yeah, that's all. I have a sharpener in there, which is really awesome. I don't think I have anything to sharpen, but let me show you what's in here. It's got two sides. The first one looks like this. I have an eraser. This is a really old eraser I've had for maybe 3 years. It's a really hard eraser, so it's kind of like really hard to bend. But it's because I'm a stress eraser. So when I erase really hard and really fast. So I don't want an eraser that can just fall apart on me. Like, that's not cool. And then I have two pencils, a black pen, a blue pen, and then on this other side, I have another pencil and a red pen. These are basic stuff that I started off with because when I first started going back to school, I was very broke and couldn't afford much. So I had to go to the thrift store to get all of my supplies, let's be real. And these are the basic things I started with, you know. And this is what I used when I took notes. So like, don't feel bad if you don't have any of this. Like, just make sure you have a pencil and an eraser, you know. And then on this second part, I have my flash drive. It's really important for me to have a flash drive because sometimes teachers post notes online, or there's stuff you need to print, or there's like syllabus. I like to save all my syllabuses on my flash drive too. And then I have tabs, more tabs, and then a little small sticky note. And we'll go in here too. All right, next, headphones. They tangled. I'm not gonna untangle them until I need them. So these are just gonna go inside this little pocket here. Highlighters, okay. Highlighters are everything to me because after I had a concussion, I needed highlighters. I'm a very visual person now. I need to highlight. So I have so many highlighters, but I recently got new ones because I was like, I need new highlighters. Let me work a little more so I can buy them. So I worked extra hours just to buy highlighters. I have, these are new ones, which they're awesome. And then, you know, I also have like the basic highlighters that you can buy in a 4-pack. More highlighters. I also have these gel highlighters that I got from Walmart, which are like more like, if I were to describe them, is they're really cool because they're twists. You can twist them up or twist them down. But they're gel highlighters. They're kind of translucent, and they kind of work like a crayon, but a see-through crayon. And then I also managed to get some new pens. I got a pack of 10 gel pens, or 20, from Amazon. I worked for those as well. And they're the really really pointy ballpoint pens, which I love. And these are the 4 that I will be using this semester as well. Then I also have this letter. My brother wrote me this letter. It says, in case of anxiety, open. I sometimes have extreme anxiety, and this letter is nice to kind of have around and read. I've read it twice, and I always forget what's in it. And then So those are like the basic things I have. I have other classes as well. I have one more class. I'm taking my second psychology, but it's an online class, so I don't usually like have a binder for it. I'd rather have like a folder, and I don't have one with me right now. I think I have one like in my bookcase, on my bookcase, but we'll look for it. And then that is like what I have, and then I'm just gonna put this book in here because sometimes I just need a break. Next, I am gonna borrow this. This is mine. This is my boyfriend's, but he's gonna let me borrow it when I'm in school. This is a Microsoft Surface something. And this will go in there as well. I'm not gonna put it in there right now because it needs to charge. But yeah, that's all. I'm gonna zip everything up as well. And then that's all that I'm gonna put in here. I also wanna put, like, obviously, like, chapstick, a lip tint, and like my wallet and all other essentials. But talking strictly just school stuff, that is my school stuff. That's my school bag, you guys. That is my school bag for this year. I hope you guys very much enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. What that means, I don't know. Subscribe. What that means is you'll get more of me, I guess. Bye. Have a good day.